Spain could replace France on the travel quarantine list next week amid growing concern about cases of the South African variant in the country, as England prepares to welcome tourists from the EU and the US from next week. Whitehall sources are increasingly confident that France will be removed from the Amber Plus list, which requires people to self-isolate for 10 days on return even if fully vaccinated. Germany and Austria also look set to move to the travel green list next week, when ministers decide the latest allocations. But sources played down reports that Italy and Canada would be moved to the safest category. And one source warned Spain could be placed on the Amber Plus list, potentially leaving hundreds of thousands of British tourists having to quarantine unexpectedly when they return. It comes amid reports that fully vaccinated travelers from the EU and the US could be allowed into England without having to quarantine from next week. Ministers are expected to approve the plans on Wednesday after Boris Johnson became concerned the EU was further ahead in welcoming international travelers than the UK, according to The Times. The UK economy is losing as much as £639 million every day because of the current limits in place on incoming tourists, economists have estimated. After the EU and US travelers are welcomed, other countries could be added to the quarantine-free travel list at a later date. Since July 19, double-jabbed Britons have been able to travel to and from Amber List countries without quarantining upon their return, but the same right was not extended to those fully vaccinated abroad. The plans would initially only apply to England but will likely be followed by the other UK nations. Under the proposals, airlines will be expected to approve passengers' vaccine statuses before check-in for England-bound flights, to prevent huge queues at passport control. A trial was carried out by Heathrow, BA and Virgin which found they could overcome 99% of the difficulties in verifying the vaccination status of travelers from the US. Different states have different paper and digital certificates, but airports and airlines are hoping for the new rules to be smoothly adopted. Ministers will also approve plans to allow all double-vaccinated expats to travel to the UK from Amber List countries without the need to quarantine. Only Britons vaccinated by the NHS are currently exempt from quarantine. Travelers who transit through certain red country hubs such as Dubai, Doha, Istanbul, Bahrain and Abu Dhabi could also avoid hotel quarantine if they remain airside during their connections, according to The Telegraph. The move to change Spain's designation follows concern about the Beta variant, which emerged in South Africa and is thought to be more resistant to the AstraZeneca vaccine given to millions in the UK. A Whitehall source said, "The situation in Spain is beginning to feel a lot like the build-up to the decision on France." The Department of Health are getting very jumpy about the number of beta cases in parts of the country. We're not talking about the main tourist hotspots, but that might not make any difference. It didn't with France. The shock move to place France in its own category earlier this month wrecked thousands of families' holidays as well as the plans of many expats hoping to see loved ones for the first time since the start of the pandemic. Cases of the Delta variant have fallen sharply in France in recent weeks, and ministers are confident it will be restored to the same status as other Amber List countries, meaning fully vaccinated travelers will no longer have to quarantine when they return. One source said, "France is going to happen. It should never have been left out in the first place, the Department of Health just panicked. But there could be no justification for keeping restrictions in place now." Any move to put Spain on the Amber Plus list is likely to provoke a fierce row within government. Although there is concern about the Beta variant, many experts believe it is being crowded out by the more virulent Delta variant now spreading rapidly across Spain. Advertisement. Advertisement.